Episode 2 of the Laundromat Show. I got my guy Esco to the right of me. How you doing today, man?
Doing good, my brother. How are you?
I'm all right. I can't complain. To my left, I got better known as Kyle Michael Rose.
Bro, it's not better. That's just my name. You know what I'm saying? But
so what do you go by? You're a man of many names.
Oh, you can just call me Cheese for real. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all call me. It's my nickname.
Because I remember he texted me. He's like, bro, I don't think you know my name is Kyle Michael.
You want to tell them why your name Cheese, bro? You can keep that for a later date.
Yeah, later, John. They ain't ready for that.
Right,
to the left, I got my man Cheese. So first and foremost, I want to start off with a big thanks to everybody who tuned in to the last episode. I got a lot of good feedback. How about you guys? What was the reception that you guys were getting? How about you, Esco?
I heard some great things, man. But I'm excited for this week. I ain't gonna talk about last week too much.
Okay. You got anything to say, Cheese?
Yeah, for real. I just heard that we had great chemistry. A lot of people was rocking with us and knew that we was really genuinely homies. So they was rocking with it for real. I was appreciative of the support.
Yeah, it's dope that it came off like so natural and everything because I really don't fuck with y'all too. So it's like it's glad that on camera it came off well.
Yeah.
So
ain't no cameras though.
But I wanted to start off with who's very consistent.
Who, bro?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, of course.
Facts.
A very consistent comedian.
He might be the GOAT right now.
We're gonna get into that. So, do you know exactly what day he dropped it? Because I think I saw it like late.
He dropped this new special on YouTube, 846, I believe, like 2 days ago.
Okay, so Dave Chappelle, one of the GOAT comedians, dropped his new stand-up as a part of that deal he has with Netflix on their comedy division, 846. Now, what are your initial opinions on it? How about you, Esco? Did you see it yet?
Yeah, bro. I loved it. Like, my favorite thing about it was he labeled it like it's like an 846. It's supposed to be a comedy special. We didn't know going to it because it's Dave Chappelle. That shit wasn't funny. I love that shit. I love that shit.
Hold up. That might be the first time ever where like you go to a comedian
and
stand-up and was happy that it wasn't funny. Like that never happens.
I mean, like that was my favorite part about it, that it wasn't funny. And that he talked like he was just saying
sounds
real
crazy
shit.
to me.
It sounds crazy if you didn't see
like,
it, but if you see it.
Like, because he know you Dave Chappelle.
Right.
You mean? So everybody going to watch your comedy special for this comic relief right now. And you give him that shit?
Yeah.
I love it.
So I guess to explain what he did in the special, it was just basically like, it was almost as if like he was venting about the situation as far as with George Floyd and police brutality. Mm-hmm. And he was kind of just giving like his thoughts, and they were kind of scattered while he was on stage. And it really, from what I remember, it was only about like 2 or 3 jokes for real. Everything else was just him giving like a history lesson and him, giving his opinion on it.
I actually had a weird thought. Well, it's not that weird. I'm trying to think like, okay, so the George Floyd thing happened, what, 3 weeks ago?
Somewhat. Okay, so then he had the show. So I'm thinking was like this show planned when they first said Corona was okay, and then he just changed his script to the George Floyd thing, or like was it booked with that in mind? Like I'm trying to figure out like the time schedule.
I think he just wrote that because a lot of the jokes were a lot more recent. Like the George Floyd shit was more recent, and like he couldn't have written it before because it was so much of that content in it.
I think because even like in the beginning of the special, he explained how this was like the first like concert or gathering of people during the pandemic. So I think, like you said, and he had something planned, like an event planned. Okay. And probably, obviously, with the situations going on in the world, he changed up his material to kind of reflect what was going on.
That's what you meant. Okay.
With that setting, it looked take away like what Dave Chappelle did, and that it was Dave Chappelle there. It was an interesting setting. Would y'all ever do something like that? Like go to a comedy show where like it's limited people, you got to wear a mask, like maybe like 40 people there in a yard?
I'm not going nowhere until Corona done.
How about you, Chief?
I feel him. For somebody like Dave Chappelle, yeah, like I might risk it because it looks like even with the concert, like they're gonna have like everybody was probably situated 6 feet apart. Everybody probably like had to wear a mask. I
saw the thing; they were taking everybody's temperature before they came in there.
Yeah. So for somebody like Dave
you still
Chappelle,
don't care?
I don't care, bro.
You don't care?
I don't care about none of that.
Okay, my bad, bro.
You ain't coming outside.
I don't care, bro.
But where does Dave Chappelle rank on your list of what do you want to do, active or all time comedians?
Me too.
I'll go all time.
All time. Where does Dave Chappelle rank on your list?
For me, after that shit the other day, he's number 1 just because of the message.
That's tough.
And like the time, and nobody else doing shit like that right now. And I was like, yeah, that's one. He's number 1 for me right now.
How about you, Chief?
Yeah, he might have crept up and became my favorite. I know a lot of black comedians or whatever, and my favorite previously was probably Chris Rock. But like because of this latest one and like the string of specials he's had like in the past like 3 years, he didn't put out like 6. Now I understand why people like, consider him crazy because like his mind is just different from a lot of other people's.
And we young too. We gotta remember that. We don't know these old.
Right.
Like, we wasn't alive.
We got a good idea though.
We saw it, but we like some of the jokes are like period piece. Like we can't.
Period.
It's hard for me to rank him because his style of comedy is a lot different. It's like real dry humor. So it's hard for me to rank him all the time. So basically what I said, as far as like telling a story and having a message and then saying something where it's like all the way over here to the right and then he brings it back full circle to where you're like, oh shit, I didn't even think. How did he get that out of that? He's number one.
Yeah.
Overall, I have him in my top 5.
Who's your name your other 4?
Like I don't know if I can put him over Bernie Mac stand up.
Everybody
that was my
Bernie Mac is
Bernie's
great.
Crazy. Bernie Mac is
crazy. After that, it's like debatable to me.
It's
Everything
debatable.
can be debatable. Like, but I don't want to put him over Bernie as far as that because Bernie's just straight up like make you laugh. It's just funny.
Funny as shit.
Dave Chappelle, like you
authentic.
pay attention, you're like, oh, that was dope. Like how he come up with that? Like you're not really when you watch Dave Chappelle, I never really like cracked up.
I don't know. Recently, I
The
feel like
show, not the
recently
stand-up.
I feel like I've been cracking up at a lot of his specials, and like you said, and his callbacks is crazy. Like he'll have he'll tell a whole story and have you thinking about so many different other things and forget his initial point.
Exactly.
And then he'll bring it back with a nice joke. I like him. I think to round out my 5, I think it would be like Dave Chappelle. I would put Bernie in that. I'll put Eddie.
Eddie.
Eddie, of course.
I can't put
Eddie's a
Chappelle
goat.
over Eddie.
Who else I say? Chris Rock, and then my 5th would probably be I don't know about the film. I might put Cedric, bro, because Cedric is really funny, bro.
Underrated.
Cedric
Ced
funny
is
as
super
shit,
underrated.
Ced is funny. Ced is
He's
funny.
funny as
But
hell.
I think with his recent activity, bro, I can see why Dave might get the GOAT outside of Richard Pryor.
I'm not a huge Chris Rock fan. I definitely respect him for his body of work, but like he doesn't make me laugh.
I agree.
He make me laugh. You know what it is, bro? I'm into like the I don't want to say they're not intelligent, but they're the intelligent ones where like their subject matter is just like obviously they go about a lot of current events. Dave is like that. Chris Rock is like that. I like that, and they make it funny. And I like that because they're teaching you something and giving you a lesson while also making you laugh. That's how it's like putting what's that saying? Putting the medicine in the candy. I like those type of comedians. Versus
Chris Rock is definitely one of those dudes.
He is.
Dave
Dave is
Chappelle
one of those dudes. I like those types of comedians over like the other ones that are just kind of goofy. I.e. like a Cat Williams who just be, in my
Kevin
opinion,
Hart.
he's funny.
be
Or
saying
Kevin.
anything.
Yeah, they just be
Kevin Hart kind of
cussing.
transitioning now, or trying to transition into being more like.
Yeah, he talks about like
yeah.
his life.
Yeah, he Philly, so you know.
That's only
I'm
'cause he
gonna
keep
give him
fucking up.
love. I'm gonna give Kev love.
So we listed a whole bunch of comedians. So when it comes to social unrest, and it's actually funny because it's another Dave Chappelle joke, like where's Ja Rule?
Yeah.
Where do you find comedians' place in times of social unrest? Like, do they play a part? Are we looking for them to say something? Do they need to say something? Are they needed?
I think like Dave Chappelle said in his special, nobody gives a fuck like what you got to say. Honestly, like as an everyday civilian, I don't really give a damn what Dave Chappelle have to say before he said that shit. But once he said that shit, it depends on what your message is. Like if you got a platform, say the right shit or don't say nothing at all.
yeah,
I agree with that.
Point blank period.
like we touched on, like that's what we touched on last episode. I think they play a big part because I think a lot of people they may go to stand up comedy, maybe more so back in the day than now, but even now they go to stand up comedy to kind of get away from the world because they want to laugh, they want to have a good time, and comedians like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are important because, like I said, they're going to put the medicine in the candy. They're still going to give you what's going on in the world and give you the right opinions, and make you laugh at the same time. So I think they're important. I think all entertainment is important for real to represent what's going on in the world.
Speaking of that medicine and the candy reference you keep using,
I know, bro.
Lil
It's a bar.
Baby put that medicine in the candy with that the new song he dropped. Listen,
Go ahead.
I listened to
This
that
your
joint
shit,
80 million
so I'm gonna let
times.
you
Listen,
You Lil Baby.
Listen, bro.
You love Lil Baby.
I don't. I'm not even. I just became a big fan. Like the other day when he dropped that joint, like I listened to him before, but then when he dropped that joint, I went back and I was like, okay, this nigga's nice.
What's the song called?
That joint is
don't know
called,
what's it called.
Bigger Than Me or The Bigger Picture. The Bigger Picture.
The Bigger Picture.
Okay.
Dog.
Lil Baby.
I know you heard that joint, cheese.
Yeah, it's on straight. I'm gonna keep
I'm
it
not a
bean.
big Lil Baby
Yeah.
fan. I ain't gonna lie. That song's fire.
It is fire. It is
Song
fire.
That's
is
the message,
fire.
bro.
They said he on his
Got a good beat behind it too.
They said he on his conscious stuff. Kendrick in trouble.
Obviously they're trolling.
Look, no,
Obviously
not-
they're
listen,
trolling.
let me tell you why- let me tell you-
what?
Listen. Let me tell you why you're not trolling. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you
Hey,
why.
bro, come on now, dog.
All right. Hey, bro. All right.
Come on, man.
he about to tell us about
I'm
Lil
about to tell
Baby
you
over
why,
Kendrick,
bro.
Go ahead, bro.
I didn't say he was better than Kendrick. I said why Kendrick might be in trouble is because all these kids listen to is fucking Lil Baby. Like the young boys listen to Lil Baby way more than Kendrick, bro.
They don't
They're
have
the
the
ones.
same fan base though.
It doesn't matter. Lil Baby fan base, niggas don't got no money right now. But because they can't buying shit. They ain't streaming shit.
Damn.
I'm telling you, they're young boys.
Yeah.
You see, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But when they, and he on this type time, like he telling niggas to vote and all kind of shit. Like I like that, bro.
No. All jokes aside, I do appreciate it because it's one thing when it comes from the older guys. It sounds like preaching a lot,
right.
unless you're like a fan of them.
Right.
When you're trying to reach the youth, you kind of need somebody who looks like them and acts like them. But on the other end, I love what Lil Baby's doing right now, but niggas is going too far. I seen one tweet saying who said, and first of all, we're not looking for a Lonzo Ball music take.
Oh, God.
But he said Lil Baby is the next what do you say? Lil Baby is on his Wayne shit or the next Wayne.
Whoa.
He has to chill. Lil
Nah.
Baby is cool and all. He doesn't have one
First
classic
of all,
album. He doesn't like Wayne. Like, bro, come on now. Brandon, don't even look at me like that from across the room. Like,
I want to say something real quick. Lil Wayne a nut.
Because of what he said.
Yeah, I'm not rocking with him. So right now, fuck Lil Wayne. But his run was way better than
It's not even close.
It's not close. It's not close.
I just need people to settle down.
Now I'll say this. I was super surprised by how Lil Baby, like I didn't know he could rap that well because like the rap in the song was actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the message was good, and like he was speaking about a lot of stuff. One thing I always see like with these type of rappers, like they'll be for the cause, and they'll like put like the song will look like it's about to be for the cause, and it'll just be the same stuff they be rapping
random
about.
Shit. They just change the title.
It don't be about nothing. They like was like saying it was gonna be about. So I was happy that he put the song out and use his platform in that way.
Quick question for you, because I was having this argument with my little brother. Now, it's going to sound like I'm hating on Lil Baby. I'm not. I love everything he's doing. But people talking about, like, he had the bars on there. We need to define, like, what lyrics and bars are. Because to me, I love what he's doing. I love when him motivating the youth to go vote and all that. But if you print out the lyric sheet to that song and just read it, I don't think he's saying anything complex to the point where anybody who can go in the studio and get on a microphone can't say that. To me, that's what lyrics is. If I listen to what you say and I said, I would never think of that. Your mind works in a different way. That's what lyrics are to me. If I listen to your song and think I could have did it, maybe not like sell as much as you or have as much swag as you, but I could have thought the same thing, just not deliver it the same way, I don't think that's lyrics.
You think you rap as good as Lil Baby?
Right. Like, you a genius. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
you like that?
You think what he's saying is that complex?
I did.
And you go on the move and do that shit?
No. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying I might not be able to flow and pull it off like, but if I write,
What are you saying?
No.
What are you saying? Are you a ghostwriter?
No, let me say it. I'm saying if he writes down his bars on paper and I write down my bars on paper,
okay,
and we don't have to record it, anything that he writes isn't going to be more complex than what I can write or the average person.
I don't know.
Because what he's saying isn't that complex.
Do you think he's going in a booth to write some like think pieces? What do you think he's going in the booth to do?
No, I'm not. That's my whole argument. So I don't like when people say like, oh, like his lyrics was crazy. Like they weren't. The song is hot. The lyrics weren't crazy. The song was hot.
What I was impressed by.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen though.
Absolutely not.
This is what I was impressed by, bro.
I don't understand how you don't understand that.
Absolutely not.
Cause, bro.
Listen, bro. If niggas not talking about murder and cocaine and all kinds of shit, they can still rap.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is, he's not saying you. Okay, granted, me and you, we can give us a topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Dave Chappelle, and it goes right back to Dave Chappelle. He's not the first person to talk about the social unjust and all that. The way he said it was genius. He found a way to say the same thing that nobody else could. That's what I think of having a good mind in lyricism. Lil Baby's literally just reading the news sheet. Like, oh, this is going on, this is what happened, we need to vote. It's not like he said it in a crazy complex way. It was like, damn, I didn't even think about it. I don't know. I think to me, that's what lyrics is.
I think you need to listen to that song again. But I was impressed by it. Like, he put the...
Now it sounds like I'm shit.
Yeah, you was hating. It's okay.
I'm not. I like the song. I love the song. I just
what
don't
I like
think
about it, bro.
Lyricist.
What I like about it, bro. He put like the information in his format, like the way he be flowing, the way the beats be going, the way he make his songs. It was similar to a lot of his other songs that's like you said caters to the younger generation. Mm-hmm. But he put like good information in there, and it wasn't just about like he was giving his perspective on his life. He was telling people to vote. Like I was impressed, bro. And I'm not even a Lil Baby fan. Normally I'm the one that would be seen like a hater, but I was rocking with it.
And it's crazy because he was a famous Dex fan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wow, you brought that out. Damn.
At the end, I started like,
whoa.
I don't like him no more.
Oh man, goddamn.
But yeah, if he put a song out, I'll be rocking with him too. If he put a song about what's going on.
He's not putting a song out. I hope he doesn't.
But yo, I did want to talk about this though, because I think like we're still on the topic of like what role do entertainers and comedians play. And Dave Chappelle's special, bro, I kept seeing on Twitter, they were talking about how not one time did he mention a black woman in a positive light on his special. And I seen a lot of people, even though a lot of people were praising him for like giving his thoughts and ranting about what was going on in the world, they were also like, yo, how could you not, mention a black woman? Or, for example, specifically Breonna Taylor.
That's a problem we have with black people, man.
I was about to say, how do you feel about that take?
I'll let you go ahead. You can go first.
I mean, it's accurate. He didn't say anything about them, and that's wrong. But I mean, there's nothing that we can do about this shit. All we can do is say something about it right now. So that's all I can do. Like,
well, we using our platform correctly.
Right. That's all. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. You mean like
I'm not mad at him.
I don't know that man.
Why you not mad at him, man?
Because the special was only 30 minutes, and if we really get into it, if we name every black person who died this year, it would be over 30 minutes. So it's like he could say everybody and be like, "Oh, you forgot about him," or "Who you forgot." Like as black people, we gotta stop doing that, man. Like you saw the point he was trying to make, and you saw the message he was trying to make. Stop trying to tear down the message. Like, "Oh, you forgot about this person." Like clearly, we can't name everybody.
That's the position I took too at first when I first was on, because I was like, "How you gonna criticize him? He's actually doing something positive as far as using voice." But
it's a little more to it.
It's a little more to it because I feel like
break it down for me.
Some of the tweets I was reading is like, sometimes black women, they never get represented. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever speaks up for them. Okay. And it's like some people, when they push this Black Lives Matter, they leave them out. And how detrimental that is to them. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about that? Yeah, that is a fact. That's a fact.
I think I'm going to say something right now that I've been thinking about saying for a while because I've actually seen it on Twitter a lot. But like as a straight black man, I want to say that black trans lives matter, black gay lives matter, all them lives matter. Everybody black lives matter. Because I've been seeing like the trans community, they be getting murdered too. The black trans community, and then they don't feel like they don't got support of straight black men.
That's my point. Like I seen a lot of people talk about that. Like some people are like not being represented as much.
I got two things for that. One, you guys have you guys are exactly right.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have to be. I don't think Dave Chappelle's the guy to attack because of that.
He's not.
Like, you guys have a point. They're not being heard, but I don't feel Dave Chappelle's the guy you have to attack because of that. Because I don't think he's maliciously doing that.
Yeah.
Two, we need to do a better job of speaking up for women, gay people, trans people in our community. But what I think it is people ultimately are going to talk about what life they're in. So Dave Chappelle is a guy. So I think the first thing that's on his mind are going to be, and the most recent, because George Floyd just happened. Mm-hmm. And then if you're not a gay or a trans male, you're ultimately they're not really on the top of your mind when you're speaking out, which we have to do a better job of being conscious of that and educating ourselves on that. So I say,
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Well, people in general, if they choose to speak out, they choose to speak out, I feel like you need to educate yourself on everything. But I wouldn't beat people up about it. Just let them know, like, hey, this is going on too. Next time you speak, maybe mention this, but don't kill them. Yeah, because they're trying to help.
Because that joint was 27 minutes or something.
Yeah, I can understand if it was 3 hours and it's like, damn, he ain't even say Breonna Taylor, but it's
But he did he mentioned like Philando Castile. He mentioned a lot of other people. He could have just said a name real quick. But at the same time, it was 27 minutes.
That was true. But that's their point, and I agree with you. And it's no reason to kind of attack him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I agree. I don't think it was malicious. He probably just wasn't even thinking about it. But that is the problem, like, because you should be. So, I thought that was interesting. And one tweet I also saw was like they were saying how like we black men have trouble with like police in terms of police brutality. It's the same as kind of like black women having trouble in the medical field. Like, I don't know if you've seen like a lot of people. Like,
I don't know anything about this, so you're educating me.
Like, basically they were saying like a lot of times black women, and I know I've seen a few things where it's like they die probably disproportionately during like pregnancy.
Oh, yep.
Because they're not taken care of as well as other races of women. Mm-hmm. And like, that more light needs to be shed on that. So I just feel like, we definitely got to make sure we show love to the black women as well.
We do, but the real problem is black people are getting done so dirty that there's so many issues that we naturally can't talk about all of them at the same time. So instead of instead of beating each other up about it, let's all like help each other and work with each other, because that's the real story. Like, they doing us so dirty, we literally can't talk about everything. It's not enough time in the day.
I think that's a good way to put it, bro. It's just so much stuff.
But speaking of unrest and people having problems with things, Terrence J seemed to have a problem with another comedian, Marlon Wayans. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to cheese with this because I just saw the clip and like I was so confused.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was it was a video of them on IG Live, and basically like it looked like they were having an argument with each other. And basically, from what I saw, Terrence J was kind of like coming at Marlon like, yeah, you're part of a big family, a rich family, the Wayans family, and you didn't have to struggle like me. I'm a self-made millionaire.
Do you know why they were on live in the first place?
They're homies.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what was it about? Why were they even on live?
Oh, from what I understand, they're homies. They're homies, but I guess like you know how like some things you having a conversation with somebody and it go left and it like happened.
I heard he was
IG
also
Live.
drunk.
No, my homies.
I heard he was also drunk too.
I don't know, bro.
That's what the
know.
comments were saying. They were like, "Yo,
He-
put the drink down."
Yeah, he was. Brian go like he was wilding on the live, and like they was kind of just going at each other. So
But Terrence J is wrong. First of all, there's no such thing as self-made. Do
Explain,
y'all
bro.
agree with that?
No.
No matter what you do, you had help some
Oh,
certain
well,
way.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no such thing as
Yeah,
self-made.
that's
Nobody
something.
makes
Okay.
themselves.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had some kind of help. So I don't like when people say I'm self-made. That's one. Two, a huge problem in the black community is that a reason why we don't have a lot of successful families is because people feel the need that they have to have a struggle story or they have to do it on their own. It's perfectly fine to have something help somebody out, and it's perfectly fine to seek help or have your family help you. There's nothing wrong. Like, why would we be ashamed of that?
Don't fall in love with the struggle. Don't do it.
Great way to put that.
That's a great way. I feel like that's a thing that people do for sure.
And then in the same breath, he said three things that are completely opposite. He made fun of Marlon Wayans for having a successful family to get him in the game, called himself self-made, and then shouted out his frat. Your frat put you in positions that you can't get in without the frat. That's why you join frats.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Howard, like, what is
He
he
was
talking
basically-
about?
he
Then he started
also-
barking.
Yeah, he was also saying like, yeah, your family ain't got it like us. Like we
Come on now.
bro.
You think the Q's got more pull in Hollywood
Is
than
he a
the
Q?
Wayans brothers? Yeah,
he-
because he kept barking, so I
Oh,
figured that's what it was.
Okay.
I ain't even watched that.
Aren't those the only boys who bark? I wouldn't know. I'm
I
not
don't
into
know.
the frat.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
nothing about that either. But no, they don't. They don't.
So what
the
is he
Wayans
ta-
is a powerful family.
Yo, Mr. 106 in Park need to chill, man. But
I guess.
shout out to Terrence J.
But look, bro, we got like like you said, we got a basketball background from college. How do y'all feel about guys that like they may take the fraternity stuff like super far, like they be super hyped that they're part of a fraternity? Like, what's y'all opinions on that? 'Cause I guess we
I
got a
don't want to
skewed
get
one.
in trouble, so I'm gonna let y'all go.
I
first.
won't mind getting in trouble.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen. Niggas be doing too much, man.
Way too much.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all niggas, man.
Go ahead.
I can't respect it. I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
I'll say this. Before I say that. Well, actually, I already said that, so let me run it rock. But I do have some friends that are, in fraternities, sororities. I fuck with y'all. Y'all cool people. And honestly, y'all not the ones that be engaged in the fuckery. Y'all don't clear out parties
Oh my.
while I'm minding my
Don't get in
business,
that.
Bro.
so y'all can get down. Y'all don't do that.
Bro.
I've never had that problem with none of y'all. I never had a problem getting invited to a party, none of that shit. Y'all show love. So I'm not talking to my people. I'm talking to the weird motherfuckers that do too much, the hazing and the ass kissing. I'm out. That's it. All I gotta say about that.
I'm gonna put it this way, because what I realize is I generalize a lot. I feel like if you're a part of a specific group, I feel like all y'all get the smoke.
What?
But I'm
Crazy.
gonna chill.
Yeah, you.
No. I mean like no. I mean like if I feel a certain way about the majority of people I meet with frats, I'm the type of person who say like frats are da 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 da. So granted, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna separate it. All the people who are in frats, who were their own man or, well, if it's a frat, it's a man. The sorority, it's a woman. So
Right.
all people who are part of that life, who were their own man or woman before they came in, kept their integrity, used it to build connections, and came out successful. Shout out to y'all. I don't got a
Right.
problem with y'all. My problem is with the people who wasn't doing shit, needed help, needed a form of identity. You go in there, you're surrounded by 100 other people who don't got an identity and ain't never did shit. Y'all feel bold now because it's 100 of y'all, and now y'all walking around everywhere, barking and shit, breaking up parties, smacking canes on the floor, doing the Harlem Shake, like messing up my groove. I ain't with all that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
corny to me. Like y'all are corny.
Yeah.
But to everybody who did it the right way, shout out to y'all.
Yeah, I would say like being an athlete in school, I definitely had a skewed like outlook on people in frats and sororities. Like you kind of get this thought like that joint is corny.
They thought they was us, and they not.
Yeah, I mean I don't have nothing against it now, but like back in the day, like you said, like they'd be in parties or whatever. I remember one time I was like in a party, I can't even dance, so I can't dance at all.
You had your drink. and your
Yeah,
two-step.
I can't dance at all. So I'm looking across the party. I'm like, oh, I see this girl I'm trying to go talk to. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't dance or whatever. So, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get over there. But I'm like, I got to go over there. Try to go get her. I'm on my way over there. I'm walking. And, bro, I just got knocked over, bro.
Those Kappas cleared his skinny ass right off the floor.
Bro,
said, excuse me, sir.
The king hooked him off.
Yeah, hooked him with the cane. Got him right out of
Boxed
there.
me right out the paint, bro. It was like, I don't know which ones they was, bro, but they was in all blue. And they was hitting their strolls and all that. I'm like, dog. But I was the only one in the way, so it was my fault a little bit, too. But, like, ever since then, I was like, I wasn't rocking with them like that.
You got traumatized.
Yeah, bro. Because I was like, bro, they messed up my groove. I couldn't even walk over there and go holler at Shorty. And when I peeped, she was like looking at them doing the dance, and she was interested in them. I'm like, damn, they got me, bro. They got me.
Missed your wave, bro.
What?
You missed out on your wave?
Yeah, they messed that up. But like, I guess like after I graduated college though, like I kind of was like, I understood because being an athlete, we kind of always have a group to be a part of. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of people was like basic desires to kind of feel a part of something. Mm-hmm. So when I graduated and I couldn't hoop no more, I kind of understood because, you know, they still be having parties post-college. They still be having events and doing things in the community. So I kind of had a lot more respect afterwards. And I didn't have the same thought that they were corny or not something that I would want to be a part of. I don't know if I would want to be a part of a fraternity now, but I definitely understood afterwards how like it was dope to be part of one.
I keep the same energy though. I also have a problem with people who have no identity outside of the sport they play, and then they think they are something they are not because of that sport they play. I have a problem with them too. It's not just frats. Anybody who you are not something on your own, and then you join a big group, and since you're in the group, you think you're something you're not. I have a problem with you. I don't like that.
Yeah, you your own man. You your own man. I can respect that.
That.
I definitely agree with that.
I can't find a proper transition for this, but it needs to be talked about. So actually, I got a transition.
Go ahead, bro.
She's from Delaware. You from Philly. I live in Philly. We had some interesting comments from one of Philly's own.
Oh,
who Esco hit the group chat expeditiously and was like, we need to talk about this because it was crazy.
Let me read this here sentence.
You
I don't even want to read this sentence.
Yeah, whoa.
This sentence crazy. I don't want to read this sentence. I'm going to bleep out the words.
You can read it. I got the
but
sound effects.
Who are you talking about, though? Who y'all talking about?
I just told you.
We talking about Saul from Philly.
Country
Cooking.
Yo.
And then what did she do? She released a book. She wrote a book. Was it an autobiography or something?
Autobiography.
Okay.
I don't know with the biography. I read a page.
But it's about her.
And one sentence in particular was quite frightening.
Read it out.
Ahead, Brody.
Read it out.
She's referring to her son, her child, came from her womb.
Right.
She said, he got the gift of gab, book smart, street smart, fine as fuck, and a dick the size of his arm, just like his daddy.
God.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So hold up.
What?
Bro. Hold up.
What? What?
Hey, yo, I don't got no comment on that. I'm not even speaking on it.
You got nothing to say, bro?
What the hell is Saul talking about?
So in her autobiography, that's how she described her son.
Bro, that's just a sentence from that joint. I didn't want to read nothing else.
What type time is she on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do you know that?
This page is everywhere too. Like this is everywhere.
What type time is she on? And is her son like a citizen of Philly? Like, is he just walking around and just like she just say like?
No, remember a couple years ago, the young boy had they brought like the
with the camels and all that. Oh.
Well, hold up. How old is the son?
He's in college.
Okay, he's a grown man. All right.
He's a grown man.
That's why?
It's terrible. Don't make it better.
No, I'm not saying nothing. Whoa. I ain't saying nothing was better. I'm just trying to get the background of what she's talking about.
I would say like I need to know the context, but it really don't matter the context. It's like why would you?
I think that situation all weird, bro. Like how you gonna describe your son like that? And if you the son, like, did you get a heads up that page was?
That's
in that
what
book?
I'm saying. I'm like, what is he doing? Is he just walking around Philly? A book get published and people like, yo, why your mom like talking about you like that?
It's a bad job, bro.
I mean, like, shout out to her. I support black business, country cooking.
Right.
You know, another black resident of Philadelphia, but that's wild.
But
it gets into a broader topic that you were talking about. Go ahead.
So there's a broader issue I wanted to talk about. That tied into that, and that's just the hypersexualization of young black male and females. I feel like we're expected and thought to be, these sexual predators at these young ages, and we're supposed to be doing way more than we should be doing just in general. Like my older sister would take care of us sometimes. She only like 2 years older than me. You mean like that's not right?
We gotta grow up a lot faster.
Right. So, I feel like Saul definitely did that shit clearly because she looking at her young man meet. I don't know what's fuck wrong with her, but
It's out of pocket.
it's a big issue. Like in the community, black community in general, we gotta stop doing that shit. Like.
That's a fact.
Using babies for sexual gifs and all that, like shit like that. All that weird shit. Gotta chill, man.
Right. Yeah. You see, you really don't notice stuff like that until you really start looking into it, and then you notice certain stuff, and you're like, "That's weird." Like when people speak of, like when people like post pictures of babies on the internet and like infer what they look like when they're older and like weird stuff. Like you don't really think about it. Like you just go over it, but then when you look back at it, you're like, "That's all rooted in some weird." Sick stuff.
Y'all
that
do
we
weird
need
shit
to
with
chill.
celebrity kids too. Leave them fucking kids alone.
Yeah, and then y'all be acting
weird.
like the kid's yours,
Yeah,
and you
kids
be
alone,
like,
man.
it's a lot.
And y'all
of,
think that happens more in our community?
yes,
Yes. Or with the hypersexualization part, yes.
Why?
And
Why?
I just think a lot of times in our communities,
we're not looked at as human.
no, I think this is an internalized thing. We do this to ourselves.
Okay.
We do this to ourselves. So, for instance, like I said, let's do a different scenario. Not even me, anybody. Somebody is a family of 4. The oldest sister is 12, or no, the oldest sister is 10 years old. Younger brother is 8. And then you got 6 and 4. This 10-year-old watching these kids by herself, no supervision. She got to cook for them, all that shit for like overnight or some shit. That's not cool. She's 10 years old. And that's just an example. And that shit happens all the time because her mom got to work or her dad got to work or her dad in jail or some shit. And like, that's not their fault. But the part where the little kids is home, and they got to grow up dumb fast, you can't put that on your kids, man.
Yeah, I guess it's like we got a lot of
It's
people in our
hard.
community got to grow up fast. And
Right.
with that comes a lot more sexual, I don't know. Like
Yeah, because if you're watching your brothers and siblings and holding down the house since 11, by 15, you think you grown.
And then think about this. So why sometimes when certain little black girls get a certain hairstyle, she too grown?
Yeah, they be
Like,
saying,
what? It's a
like,
fucking baby.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be looking at
It's a
them like
baby.
that. Yeah, it's a lot
Shit
of
like that.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
But
weird
this
stuff.
situation too, yo, I think like it's just weird, bro.
She's a
it's
fucking
weird.
noodle.
How do you know that? Because like, first of all, how do you know that? Because if you seen, that's why I asked you, is he a grown man? Because it's like, how could you even know that? And then it's like, did you look at him as a baby and was like, because her comment was kind of weird and it was like, oh yeah, he just like his daddy. Like, what type of
fuck,
time
right.
is that on? Like, I don't know what that's
weird,
about.
man.
But much respect to her though. I don't really know too much about her because I don't live in Philly, but I hear a lot about her and I heard that book was crazy.
I won't be
I won't
tuning
be
in,
reading the
but
rest of it.
shout out
I
to
don't
Black
need
Business,
that
shout
page,
out to
yeah.
Black Books.
I won't be reading the rest of that shit at all.
Everybody else go buy it. Tell me what happened.
Let me ask you this: is her food good? Any of y'all had your food?
I never been to country cooking.
Never had it.
Oh yeah, I got it.
I'm willing to go though.
will-
You
I
want to
will-
all go one day?
Yeah, we gotta
See what it's
slide.
like.
We
Where
should
is it?
slide.
What part of Philly is it?
I don't know. And I don't care.
Okay, all right, never
Oh
mind.
man, he
Don't care.
Esco
Google it though real quick.
Esco canceled her. Damn.
No, I ain't cancel. I just never been, bro. I never been.
All right, but yeah, man, because that whole situation made me feel uncomfortable. Let's get into something else, man. NASCAR bet. Oh yeah,
It's uncomfortable too.
This no, I
This nigga's wild.
No, I'm ready for this topic. I hope I don't know if y'all like
Introduce
been
the
looking
topic
what's going
first,
on.
nigga. You talking?
NASCAR bans the Confederate flag. NASCAR bans the Confederate flag. How do y'all feel?
You go ahead, Esco.
Listen, I was fucking shocked, bro. Everything I know, just on the surface level, because as growing up in Philly as a black man, you don't really know too much about NASCAR. You don't hear too much about NASCAR. Only time you see it is on ESPN for 2 minutes when they showing the highlights, and you don't care. Right? And you know Jeff Gordon name, and you know you saw Ricky Bobby, the Talladega Nights movie with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Shit like
Yeah.
that. Right? So my general idea of NASCAR was it was like a lot of just kind of redneck Confederates type people.
You got the right idea.
And
That's what.
when I saw all the NASCAR drivers Black Lives Mattering and they banning the flag, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and
I
I
like
think,
it.
I think too, like we might have been a victim of stereotyping too. Like I
For
never
sure.
been to a race before, but I ain't gonna lie, I definitely want to go slide to a race because
For sure.
I always wanted to go to one, and I think we probably were stereotyping too, because it's a lot of people that like racing and
I love
cars.
fast cars.
So it's not, I wouldn't expect it to be just one type of person there either. You know what I mean? That's probably just the optics. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say I was surprised too much that they was. I'm surprised that the Confederate flag was actually still like around, like in that type of setting. I was surprised a little bit at that, but I don't know.
I feel like the country need to ban that fucking flag. The Confederacy lasted like 4 years.
We gonna get into it. I'm gonna bring out facts.
All right,
but
my fault, bro. My fault.
Not everybody, as Esco said, was Black Mattering it up. One guy in specific was very upset. His name is Ray Cicerelli.
Who?
If you slow down his name, it says racist, but it's Ray
Cicerelli.
Ray first
Racist
name.
Relli.
It's either you can call him
Racist
racist. Let's call him racist Relli.
Let's call him racist Relli.
Racist Relli. Let's see what
Racist
racist Relli says.
Bro, he was on. They were talking about him on sports shows, and I swore they was calling him racist Relli. And I was like, "Yo,
no, it's
I don't know if you can
Relli.
say that on the TV."
No, it's Ray Cicerelli.
It's Ray Cicerelli.
Yes,
but he was.
But they say
he was on his
fast.
racist.
Yeah, but he was on his Ray. He was on his racist Relli.
Relli racist.
All right. So NASCAR driver racist Relli shockingly announced his decision to quit the motorsport company after it banned the use of the NASCAR Confederate flag. During its events, Ray Cicerelli announced his decision on Wednesday via Facebook. Yeah, that's how you know he one of them guys. Who makes an announcement on Facebook?
Facts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That just sound racist.
MAGA hat in the profile picture.
Where he posted a long message slamming the protest during the national anthem and claiming the people who use the NASCAR Confederate flag are not racist. Amid the protests against racism in the U.S., Cicerelli's controversial comments were not taken kindly by fans on social media. Who is racist Cicerelli has become the general query, as well as theme for trollers to slam the 50-year-old NASCAR driver. He participated in 18 races, was in the top 10 once, and has 0 wins.
Sounds like a loser.
Yeah, he should retire.
So basically, his counterparts in the racing community basically was like, good riddance, get the fuck out of here. Because he's not even like a staple in the race. Like, he wasn't even.
I know this. In NASCAR, you have teammates and like points contribute and all that shit. Right. He's probably dragging them niggas down. That bum ass
so
driver.
they weren't. They didn't care. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think he was also. I saw like his reasoning why he was like retiring. He was like, he said himself he didn't necessarily care about the Confederate flag, but it's people.
Why is he?
But he was saying it's people. I guess related to the race car driving or whatever that do care about it. And when you take away the flag, you take away their ability to be who they are. Or, it was like
they
something
weren't even
to that
alive
effect.
when the Confederacy was a fucking thing. None of them.
Well, that's a great point you brought up, and it actually is a great segue for me to get into what I want to get into now. The main part I take out of that is I see a lot of people running around, and it's not just the South, because I spent a lot of time in Bucks County. There's a lot of Confederate flags up there too. Mm-hmm. And their main thing is, just because you support the Confederacy or you have a Confederate flag, that does not make you racist. I came with facts today to disprove that, if y'all interested in it.
I want to hear them facts.
What's up?
All right.
Grown man boss, something he got to deal with. No matter how many of them fabricated lines he just said, it ain't gonna equal up to this real shit.
So while we were recording, I gave a long-ass explanation of what happened during the Civil War, and then I noticed none of my co-hosts gave a fuck about it. It was too long, so Cheese is going to explain what happened.
So basically, they was about to rumble because one part wanted to keep doing slavery, and the North didn't want to do that.
That's literally all the Civil War was about.
Yeah.
Now, the Confederate flag, what a lot of people don't know, was there was about 7 of them because they were making different variations to identify themselves with. So there was a bunch of different Confederate flags. After they lost the war, a lot of those flags got like lost in history. Like nobody was repping them anymore. The one that stayed is the one that you see now, like the cross. They call it the stars and
also,
bars.
because I looked it up too, the one that we know as a Confederate flag now, the reason they chose that flag was because that was like the battle flag of one of the most successful Confederate generals.
Correct.
So that was the reason that one became a lot more popular, because that wasn't the original Confederate flag anyway.
Correct. No, it wasn't.
You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't. That was just the one that stayed because, like you said, they were the most
successful at winning
battles.
battles.
Basically, the Confederate flag is a tribute to all the fallen soldiers who repped the Confederacy, which was the South, in the Civil War. If you rep the Confederacy, you were fighting to keep your slaves. So you're fighting. So your tradition, when you hang up the flag today, is remembering your family that fought to keep slaves. But yet, when you represent the Confederate flag or you take it places, it's not racist. I don't understand how that doesn't make sense.
And your question was like, basically, can you?
It's not. From what I'm saying, it's scientifically not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible to not be
rep the Confederate flag and not be racist.
Yeah.
I agree.
I would
It's
agree. I would agree. I also think people gotta look at it like this, like, because a lot of times they try to skew it. They be like, yeah, the reason, I'm not a racist, or I'm not being prejudiced. It's a representation of my Southern pride, and for my ancestors who died in those wars. And like you said, number one, they was fighting to continue slavery.
Yeah.
And also, even after that, like if you do your research, you see that organizations or whatever, like I don't know if they're an organization, but like the Ku Klux Klan, like a lot of the people that were supporting segregation and were against civil rights, they started using the Confederate flag as their symbol as well.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you can't be all about the Confederate flag, like you're saying, and not also, be a little bit for what it stood for.
Not a little bit. You're directly saying that. There's no way around it. And two, I never seen so much pride and flags hung up for some fucking losers. They lost.
Niggas did fucking
They didn't even win.
Who the
Since
hell?
the fuck when do we hang up your flag? Like you don't get a banner on the board when you lose the championship. The fuck? Why they hang it like?
Nah, it's not a thing.
Like they out here rocking it on their trucks and shit like they won. Y'all lost.
Yeah,
they got silver
Bad.
medal
Like
and hang it
bad.
up.
Y'all lost
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. Oh man.
And I want to make another point too. Another reason, like, because I want to keep talking about how like they a lot of times try to skew it as if it's their Southern pride. The reason that that Confederate flag became like real popular like in the South, one of the reasons, and like it was able to be like shown and hang up a lot of different places, is because black people wasn't in political power. So like we kind of had no choice but to like watch people like raise that flag. Now that we in positions of power, like you see, we taking that stuff down. Like organizations like NASCAR, we not allowing that to be hung up no more because we're able to influence, how our country looks now. And back then we couldn't do that. So I think that's a big thing for real.
I like how they're taking down more than just the flag. They starting to take down statues and shit.
That I didn't even know was
Because
there.
now we got power. We can say,
Loving it.
no, we're not having it.
Our
Move
man
that fucking,
Sneed posted something on Twitter where they're trying to get one statue on DC taken down of Abraham Lincoln. I never even knew that was there. Like they got some black man kneeling down to him. Like that's an actual statue out there. Like I didn't even know. Like
Yeah,
that's
Shout out my guy,
crazy.
Sneed. Shout out
It's
Sneed.
some bad. It's they moved the Rizzo statue here in Philly.
Yeah,
I don't know as much about him, but I know he was racist as shit. So he had to go.
That's the gist.
He had to go.
But I think, like we in power now, and we even have a voice now. Some of our people that we look up to in sports too.
Sports.
You know what I'm saying? What's going on in that?
The NBA
My man.
definitely has a lot of power. I think would y'all say that they have the players in the NBA have the most power than any other sport, as we're seeing.
The players.
Yeah.
The players definitely have probably the largest voice to
In any
be able to
sport?
control what they want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just because I think basketball players are everywhere. Like you watch a game, you see their face the whole time. You watch a football game, you don't see them niggas most of the game.
That's a
baseball
fact.
players be in the dugout half the time. Hockey niggas got the helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
So basketball, even when they're on the bench, you got the camera right across their face. So they're the most frontline people.
Visible. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
visible.
So basically, if you guys tuned into the last podcast, I was wrong. I thought it was a done deal. I thought the NBA was coming back on the 31st. That's the date they had, right? The 31st.
Yeah, July 31st.
I thought it was signed, sealed, and
Told you.
delivered. 3 times y'all told me, like, hold your horses. It's not final. I'm like, nah, it's final. It's locked in.
Told you.
Adam Silver said, which he did. Adam Silver said it, but that was not the case. So basically what's going on is 2 different things. There's 2 different arguments. One is a safety issue. They want all the players in a bubble away from their family in Orlando to get these playoffs done.
Right.
And a lot of people feel uncomfortable with that. Like, hey, like now I can't be with my family with what's going on. How do I know? Like, you're basically asking a sports organization to be a medical field.
Right.
Like, how do you know you're going to keep us safe? How do we know who's allowed in and out or the spot? So that's the first thing. So from the safety perspective, how do y'all feel about that? If you were a player.
Shit not safe. Let me real quick, cheese.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
When we went into lockdown, when shit really got bad, was right after Rudy Gobert got came like he tested positive. That's when kind of shit got went into disarray. So even if he wasn't the first one, obviously he wasn't patient zero. But like in my mind, if I'm in the NBA, man, I'm not fucking going to
He
play.
started it off.
So
Right,
you wouldn't go to Orlando?
Hell no. Well, it depends. Like some of the dudes need money. Like everybody, not Kyrie Irving.
That's what it seems like. It's a battle of the people who need the check and the people who don't.
Right.
But based on, I'm just saying, like based on the health, John. Like
Based on health,
Yeah, just based on health alone.
bro. I've left my house 2 times in the last 4 months, and they able to come here.
been a hermit. Yeah, I feel you.
How about you?
I would go because for real, they're going to be so locked in to try to make sure no one gets infected, that they keep everybody within the bubble. So for real, unless you're just staying in the crib like Esco was saying, like you're not leaving at all, you're probably going to be safest there because they're going to have you contained with people that don't have the virus, and they're going to continuously test you like every day before you play games and stuff. So on the health tip, I as a player would go. That's just me.
To me, and I've been saying this before they even came up with the idea of this Orlando thing, is I feel like the season's already skewed. You just got to throw it in the trash can. Like, not everybody has the same motivation to go back out there. There's no guarantee you can keep us safe. The season's compromised. Like, in the middle of the season, y'all are introducing a whole new playoff system. We're stuck in Orlando when, like, we're never in Orlando. Like, who says I even want to be in Orlando?
I'm going to say this.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
If they do this shit, they go down there and people get sick.
It's the NBA. It's a
done deal.
Wrap.
It's a done deal.
That'd probably be like the worst publicity the NBA ever had. I'm trying to think of would that be like worse than Malice in the Palace?
No, it wouldn't.
You don't think it would be? I think it would. If players go down there, if LeBron goes down there and gets sick, if LeBron goes down there and gets COVID and announces COVID positive, I think that's way worse than the Malice.
I mean, LeBron probably wouldn't die from that shit. Because he's LeBron James.
He's a super nigga.
You're racing. The NBA has a lot of faith in their medical staff because if somebody gets sick, and take it a step further, if somebody checks.
All right, yeah. I mean, that's assuming a lot, though, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think
I'm just saying getting sick. Period.
Yeah, somebody might get infected. You don't know if it's going to be asymptomatic or whatever. And then a lot of times, I'm assuming if somebody did get infected,
all of them get infected now.
They would have all the best medical
but
resources available to them.
Let's say they go down there, somebody get infected, the team lose the first round, they go home, take that shit home to their grandma. Then their grandma sick, pass away.
Yeah.
Who fault is that? Adam.
Yeah, I guess.
What it all comes down to, and then before I get into the second reason of why a lot of people don't want to play is, what it all comes down to is how bad do you want to play basketball? And I think a lot of people are realizing, and I think this is a good thing, that basketball is not that fucking important.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. Like it's like I think a lot of people are like, "Yo, we're doing a lot to get back on the court," and honestly, I don't really care about the playoffs that much.
Yeah.
Especially with the protests and shit going on, it's not the time.
Exactly, and that brings us to our next segment. The second half of the people, they don't want to play because the whole George Floyd thing. They think that's taking media attention away from that. So, how do you feel about that?
I want to say it's not just George Floyd. All these motherfuckers.
Well, yeah.
I just want to keep
attention to police brutality.
I just want to keep reiterating that shit and keep saying it over and over. It's all of them: Breonna Taylor, Philando, Trayvon, all of them. But yeah, I just want to say that.
Yeah. So they think it's going to take media attention. They think as soon as they start playing ball, what everybody's going to switch their attention to is, oh, Bron had 50. Oh, this team beat this team. This team beat that team. And it's going to drown out the protest, the police brutality, people posting the videos.
Because already now, it's still peaceful protests going on. You ain't hearing about that shit as much, though, because the cops ain't escalating shit no more because they tired of getting their ass beat.
Yeah.
So it's all these peaceful protests now in the media. Like, niggas still out in the streets every day.
So on that tip then, because I know the other side of the argument is a lot of players also are saying we can go to Orlando. Everybody's going to be watching this. We're going to have the attention of the world because everyone misses sports right now. And then we can use the NBA's platform and all those eyes watching this to make an even bigger statement as far as being vocal about what's going on.
How do you feel
NBA's
about
already
that,
pretty vocal.
That
what are they gonna do?
Perspective of that you'll get all the eyes on you in? Because
I agree that that's true, that we're going to, because everyone's going to I want to watch basketball. So I agree that I'm going to be tuned in, and a lot of people are going to be tuned in. I'm conflicted, though, about if I was a player, what stance I would take, though, because I see both sides. You're going to have a bigger awareness for people watching sports, but it's also going to distract from what everyone's looking at right now. So I'm conflicted. I don't know what I would do. If I'm
a player, I'm not stepping out of there, and it's not because I'm afraid of getting sick. I'm not stepping out of there because I think the cause that we're all fighting for is much more important than basketball. Fuck basketball. Because at the end of the day, people keep saying, and I think that's a cop-out, oh, we have all the eyes on us, so if we kneel during the national anthem, then, they're going to know what we're fighting for. I don't agree with that. You want to know what sends a real message?
What?
Damn, I miss basketball. Why aren't they playing in the NBA? Oh, because they killed George Floyd. That's why we're not playing. That's a way bigger message. That's a way bigger message.
That's a big message.
That's a way bigger message.
All right, so let me add something to the other. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate. A lot of players they stand to make some money by going down there to Orlando. And a player like Austin Rivers, who played for the Rockets, he was saying how, number one, not, like you said, not everyone's as rich as Kyrie, who says he doesn't want to go to Orlando. And number two, for the players that go down there and make this extra money, a lot of that can go to organizations like Black Lives Matter or different organizations to help our people.
You're
the
telling
extra
me an
money.
NBA player doesn't have enough money right now to donate to an organization?
How about this?
Well, no, they do, but they're saying the extra money that they get from going down.
They got extra money now. Bro, these people getting a bag.
But
Like,
they're
they gonna
losing
stop
money.
it, bro.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
The NBA should just pay their players the rest of their little salary for the rest of the year because they got the money to do that.
But
shit.
I don't think they're doing it though.
I said they
They're
should.
not going to, no.
They shouldn't have this little tournament on. It should happen because they gonna keep pushing it back. It's gonna keep getting pushed back.
I think what Austin Rivers is saying ultimately is selfish because the way I'm looking through it is this. You're saying the extra money we can help donate it to these certain causes.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is y'all been getting, especially like Austin Rivers. He doesn't make as much as Kyrie, but Austin Rivers been in the NBA for a while. It's no way you telling me that 70% of these players don't already got a check that they can go and give to a foundation. What do you mean the extra money?
Are you
Y'all
referring
got
to
bread.
Austin Rivers, son of NBA player and current coach Doc Rivers?
Yeah, like you acting like for real, what I think it is a selfishness. And I don't know if I said this in the last podcast or not, but black people will not progress until we all put the what we need as a collective over what we need individually. So as long as you think, yo, this $100,000 game check is more important to me than going out there and marching, we ain't gonna go nowhere. We not gonna go nowhere.
I see. I'll be honest. I see both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like it would be a benefit to going down there. Now, when you watch the game, all the commercials, they all have to be geared to Black Lives Matter or whatever the topic is in the world. All the commercials, any money that the players make, they got to make sure they start donating to different organizations. It's just more money. When I say extra money, he was kind of saying we can get more money to send and really. So he's saying, look, we can be vocal, give awareness, send some money, you know what I mean, and use the NBA's platform. So I do see both sides. I'm not mad at either one side for real.
They can use
I'm
the
mad
NBA
at the
platform
other
anyway.
side.
They got a whole
That's what
NBA
I'm
channel running commercials at Black Lives Matter.
I'm
all
mad
day.
at the other side. I really think
But
that
it's not gonna be as much odds if they don't play. You know what I'm saying? That's their point.
I understand it, but I really think the other side just consists of people wanting to play basketball and get back to
They need
normal
their money.
more
Some
than
people do.
He's trying to get back to normal. Like,
yeah.
there's no normal.
No, it's not. It's this
Somebody just got killed at the Wendy's.
Yeah.
So okay, Kyrie is the big person. Kind of like, no, I don't want to go to Orlando. He has a few people like Dwight Howard that's kind of sharing that thought.
And I'm glad they backed him up because I'm the that's a facts guy. We're going to make a word for Cheese. Cheese is optics. He's optics. That's a fact. So in the word of optics, Kyrie's optics aren't the best when he comes and makes the stand for the players. Because it's like, one, you can't even play. You're hurt.
Yeah.
So you're not even like going to be in the playoffs. So they're like, oh, you're just saying that because you don't want to play.
Yep.
Two, he's not the best leader and teammate.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, you're just a rebel trying to destroy
Well, that's
everything.
hold up. That's the perception. We don't know that, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's the optics.
Right.
We don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
So if people just left him on the ledge, he would look kind of crazy. So now I'm glad that people with better perception around them are kind of like going out there, like Lou Will, like, nah, we ain't playing. Pat Bev, nah, we ain't playing. Dwight Howard, nah, we ain't playing.
I'll say this about Kyrie. Say what you want about him. He might be a little off with that flat earth shit. And he might be out of his
I don't
a
got a
little
problem
loopy
with
sometimes, but he is the NBPA vice president for a reason.
Yeah, I don't got a problem with Kyrie.
And he's doing his job because there's a lot of players that feel the same way as him, and he has to represent them.
Somebody gotta say it.
I give him a lot of love for that. But see, I thought what's interesting is on the other side of it is reports that, I mean, like the biggest player in the game, he wants to go play.
Who, Bron?
LeBron. You know what I mean? And like that dynamic is kind of like them two leading the forces.
So before I say this, is it like, was that reported that he wants to play?
It's been,
Like, who
I haven't
reported
seen a
that?
direct quote, but it's been reported that he's the bigger person on the other side, pushing
Okay.
for them to play and just bring more awareness while playing.
So y'all want to have a real quick, real talk
What's
conversation?
up, bro? What's up?
Let's make a hypothetical situation, right? Let's say hypothetically Bron actually said that came out of his mouth.
Okay.
Is he playing both sides of the fence? Because he out here with the equality. He's saying they telling us to shut up and dribble. He's going super hard. But then the biggest statement you can make is the biggest player saying we stop in the NBA until y'all get this right. But then he says, no, I want to play ball. I feel like that's playing both sides of the fence if he said that.
I concur.
I like I said, I see both sides, how both sides could be beneficial.
Fuck basketball, bro.
So I don't think he will be playing both sides of the fence, bro.
Johnny Brasco, bro.
I'm just saying, I don't think he will be playing both sides of the fence because if he genuinely believes we can make a bigger statement by playing.
I see through that, I think that's I see through that. That's bullshit. You think your team has an opportunity to win a championship, and you want to get that Lakers championship, bro? They talking about some make a statement. I'm gonna go out here and no, bro. You trying to bring that chip home to LA so you can get what's that for, Brown? Number 4?
Yeah.
So you can get number 4.
So you think it's a selfish John? He just trying.
I think anybody who wants to keep playing generally thinks they can win a championship, and they want to play, and they care about winning the championship more than making a statement.
Yeah, Brown's trying to get a ring, man.
They're trying to. I forgot the saying. I fucked it up. What's the joint with the cake? Had her cake and eat it too.
How you forget that too?
Listen, man. Listen.
You be messing them Jones up, bro.
I know, man. I'm not the quote guy, but they're trying to have her cake and eat it too. Like you can't. They're trying to be like, yeah, I wanna ride for my people and I wanna have a cause, and I wanna win a championship. It's not always that cut and dry in the real world. A lot of times you have to make a stance and you have to pick which one's more important. And it seems like everybody wants to have it both ways, except for a few people.
I feel like I want to show LeBron some love though, cause
I don't know if he said that or not. So that's granted on.
Yeah, we going off a hypothetical, and I want to show him some love because he did. I think he created an organization designed to suppress or to stop black voting suppression. So basically, the auto systems to stop us from voting. He has an organization to combat that. So. Like I said, I don't know. I see both sides.
That's the thing that makes it crazy, though. Why go that hard if you're going to stop on the last level? Like, it's no point of getting all the way up the hill just to stop before the... Like, that's the... Bro, I'm telling you, that's a huge statement. If the NBA's not there, that's a huge statement,
The problem is y'all both right. And, I mean, Bron got to make a choice, bro. That's what it comes down to.
Because you know it's on him. If Bron said he wanted to go, it's going to go. They're going to find replacement players.
They're going to figure that shit. If Bron want to play, they're going to figure that shit out.
Yeah. I mean, so, all right, so let me ask y'all this. Y'all think they're going to play? I think it's a toss-up if they're going to play now. You know what I mean?
I think they're going to play, but it's going to be trash because a lot of people are going to sit out and they're going to get replacement players. And then with replacement players, you're putting them onto teams in the playoff. Like, you're literally putting people who haven't played in a minute on playoff teams. So it's going to be trash.
Right. You saying they can sign me, bro?
Yeah, Nate Robinson already put his bid in. He said Nate Robinson literally tweeted. He said, "Yo, I'm waiting for the call for David Stern if people don't want to play.
I need a 60-day.
Nate Robinson is ready. Nate Robinson want to get in. Shout out to him.
Put me at center.
3-quarter contract. Let me get that.
Yeah,
but
let me get a cool.
Man.
I'm just playing. I wouldn't play. I wouldn't. I think normally, like, I kind of agree with you. I see both sides, but I think the better decision is probably to not play, even though I do miss basketball. I'm not going to hold y'all.
I feel like Bron can make any statement anywhere and it can get just as much attention as he would be on a fucking, if it was an NBA game. If Bron put an Instagram post right now.
But that's his point.
One more hypothetical before we get out of here. If they come out and say we're not playing and the NBA season is over for 2020, what do you think happens next? Like, just in the world, like, what happens? Like, boom, they make that move. Like, now what happens? Like, people freak out. Like, what's going on?
LA going riot because they thought he was getting a chip one way or another. I'm gonna say that. I'm cool though because the Sixers was tapering off a little bit and I was worried.
Yeah, the Sixers weren't in it.
Oh, so y'all cool? That's crazy.
I was worried.
It's some bias in that. Like, Philly ain't have a chance. All right, let me ask y'all this then.
No, I ain't say we have a chance though.
No.
Respect my man.
Don't go that far. Don't go that far.
Respect my man.
So if Philly was for sure gonna win a chip, like it was no doubt about it. They was gonna win a chip.
I put a half-man suit on there myself.
I feel the same way, bro.
Y'all funny. I don't know, bro.
I would
got a chance. Y'all cool. Yeah, we gonna play this.
I would tell Embiid and Ben, hey, pack it up, man. It ain't working, man.
Get out of here.
It ain't working, man.
I don't know about that, bro. Now I see y'all motivations on the low.
But it's just, listen, this topic has been around for hundreds of years. It's going to stay around for hundreds of years. Basketball is, at the end of the day, no matter how much we love it, no matter how much everybody wants to see it, all jokes aside, it's a game.
It's a game.
Like in the sports world, like, yeah, you want to win a championship and all that, but like, don't let these people hype your head up to think a championship means more than helping your community.
Yeah, and being serious, I think the best bet is to not play. I see both sides, and just look at somebody like Muhammad Ali. He took out years of his prime, you know what I'm saying, to make a statement.
I want to talk about somebody that's taking out years of their prime. Maya Moore.
What's she do? I didn't even
know. She's taking off WNBA full seasons and freeing prisoners.
Oh yeah,
like doing work, reform work like that.
That's using your platform. That's using your platform.
That can be somebody's hero.
Yeah, and see, I'm glad you did that because we would have been in the same boat as Dave if we didn't mention her. Because
that's why we got
Esco on the team.
I'm here for, bro.
Because they're like, yo, you wasn't talking about any of the women who.
Nah, man.
And they like, come on, bro, you gonna get this.
Your podcast was more than half an hour long. All right, my fault.
Come on, bro.
But
that was Aunt McKee.
But nah, shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. Episode 2. They moved us in the big room this time, so we had a good time. We had more space in here.
Yeah, I like this joint.
Keep commenting. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to say this in the beginning, so let me say this at the end. There are definitely ways that you can support us, the Laundromat Show. So the first is just keep tuning in. If you like the podcast, if you think it's a good podcast, share it with your friends. We're on Apple Music, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Chrome. I didn't even know they had it. We're basically, we're on everything. Worldwide. So you can find us on everything, the Laundromat Show. Option 2.
Wash your clothes.
Yeah, definitely wash your clothes.
Do that, please.
But, because we are the Laundromat. We got to make sure they stay clean.
Right.
But anyway, like I was saying, it kind of worked. The podcast game kind of works the same as like the gaming community. I don't know if like y'all be watching the Twitch things and all that, like when people game.
I don't want to talk about gamers.
But it works the same way as saying this to say this. If you support us, you want to help us keep doing this, you want to make the podcast even better and better, these podcasts aren't free. We're all coming out of our own pocket to make this happen, spread some awareness to some good topics and have good conversations. So if you go on the link in our Instagram bio, we do have a section that says support the Laundromat. Basically what that does is, depending on how much you like our podcast, you can decide if you want to subscribe and be a monthly member. You can either do $1 a month to support us, $5 a month to support us, or $10 a month to support us. So if you like our show, you want to help us get to the next level, just, go do $1 a month. It ain't going to hurt you, man.
Show
get us
love.
to the next level.
Yeah, show love, basically, man.
Put some respect on the check.
You said the Laundromat Show on the gram, too, right? Make sure
the
they follow
Laundromat,
us.
at the Laundromat Show on Instagram.
I'm going to make us a Twitter, too, because
Twitter coming soon.
get
By the
at it
time you
coming
hear
soon.
this, we'll have a Twitter. But signing out. Hey, y'all got any last words? I'm out of here, man.
Nah, man, it's been a good week. Let's look forward to next week talking to y'all niggas, man.
Yes, sir, man. That's it, man. A good episode.